Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion. That is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness, by giving, will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the Earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 276 One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, May 30th, 2023. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I'll be host today, along with Mark as co-host. Thank you, Mark. And we're ready to begin the presentation of the Universal Council here. And let me just get that arranged, and we'll begin the show.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Yes.
Marie. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Yeah. Yes. Hello, every beautiful soul out there. This is Marie. I'm a Universal Council member for the Norwegian language. So I'm going to bring the introduction of this program today. And I have been studying the latest Knowledge Seekers Workshop, the 487. And it's so deep and so rich. I just want to, as a start, make like headlines for myself when I'm studying. And I'm going to read through them because it's so much information. It's transformation of energy. It's using magnets. It's nano in magnets, which brings field forces. It's elevation of own soul. It's about the rings of Saturn, and the movement in the universe. It's the emotion of survival. And you can see how you will manifest and how you will change your color. And it's about new genes. And it's about falling in love in the universe with someone not from here. That's interesting. There's one part called loving and living. It's about the emotions of the creator. It's about star formations. It's about what happens after death. It's about anti-aging and about next generation systems and why and how to transmute. And that we are coming to the next level where we don't need any reactors because we, in a way, are a reactor ourselves. Yes. And I'll have the last one is the change is already here. The change is not coming. We are not waiting for the change. The change is here. Okay, I'm not going to go through the whole 487, and this was only the teaching of Mr. Keshe, maybe 1 hour. It's so full of information. But this first part is called transformation of energy. Transferring energy from one point to another. Transferring direction or motion of energy. So now we are moving into really the space world where because we need to move in space and everything is moving. So how is it doing that? And Mr. Keshe is saying, as we talked last time, going from Earth to the moon is a straight line. We see it, we observe it, we see the face side of it. What about if you want to go to the other side of the moon? What about if you want to go to Mars and then suddenly change direction to another galaxy? And then it continues. It's very much like you change your thoughts. You think something good, then immediately think something bad. And then you think something emotionally change to happiness and joy, or a cry, or hunger. So these are changes of direction, but we call it emotions. It depends which part of the brain of the man you use. Man has to learn how to do the same, to direct his soul, direct his source of energy to any direction from one position to another. What happens when the soul of the physicality of the man is inside? When you control us inside the soul of the man, when you control, your control room is inside the plasma of what is the outer plasma. Or you have a spacecraft. We create the plasma around it, but this plasma has to have a direction. How do we change that direction? How do you position yourself to change the direction you are moving in? And what direction do you want to change? If you are going in direction A and then you want to change to B, how do you do it? Your dynamic plasma inside is rotating in the same direction. How do you change the position of the fields to take a new direction, and then at the same time turn your craft to a new position? It's the same thing with the soul. In a spacecraft, we use physical systems. In the body of the man, we use the emotions. So transportation is when you have a physical body, and we call it a spacecraft or a spaceship. Transmutation is when you actually have only the soul of the man and the soul of physicality, and you use the field energy strength without the matter state. Then there is no more physical body. Man now have these two choices to choose between. We do not need to create different names and different words for the same thing. Energy production, control of the energy. How do you move one energy to another? And how it dictates a position. If you look at the science of the man, we have a very, very special way to change energy in our emotions. And we call it the senses. When you have an eye, from the eye you absorb, you see something, you change the energy which the soul of the man and the soul of physicality creates. It makes you laugh, it makes you cry, it makes you run away. So in a way, the energy absorption through the emotion, through the sight, dictates the position and the strength, where with the interaction of the soul of physicality and the soul of the man creates the emotion. We see something sad, we cry, but it's an emotion of sadness, but it interacts with, it creates a condition with interaction of the two fields of the soul of the man, the soul of physicality, and interaction of a third energy coming in, which is the sight energy, which brings information, which again is energy. And then this creates an emotion, which this is shown most probably as a reaction. You run, you laugh, but does this laughter carries on to the soul of the man? The question to ask is, if we have two eyes and we see an incident, is our emotion strength the same as if we have one eye? We might think it's the same, but it's not, because information transfer is not the same field strength. It has not the confirmation of the second condition. Do you feel the same cold if you have one hand or you have two hands? This energy conversion, which adds to the interaction of the fields of the soul of the man and the soul of physicality, creates a slightly different position and motion that brings that interaction of the fields, and we call it the emotion of the man. Using the same knowledge, understanding this principle, now in your thoughts, you can dictate the direction of the soul, because now the emotion of the soul of physicality is inside. You can much easier interact and change direction or react in that pattern. Isn't this what a magnet does when you put it amongst other magnets? When you put a magnet in, it just doesn't stay. All the magnets on the table moves in different directions. Some retracts, some move forward. And it doesn't matter if all your magnets are the same or different. If we understand this, if we comprehend the strength of the field interactions and the change of it, we can bring huge changes in the knowledge of the man, not only in the matter state, but in the space and science, in developments of new technologies. This knowledge has been in front of you. Now you have to understand it. Now you have to comprehend the changes you can bring. Because of you understand this, you can decide the elevation of the soul of the man. Understand how you transfer energy directly to the soul and how you strengthen it. We talked about the vortex. If you understand, if you have the soul of the man and the soul of physicality, if you can create a dimension of the rotation in different strengths, you can yourself, through the soul of physicality and the emotion of the man, elevate your own soul. The teachings are consistent. It's for you to understand. Thank you. So we can go to the next slide, Rick. Are you there, Sweta?
Yes, here is the wish from the Universal Council and with Universal Council support. And I welcome you, Mark, to read the wish. If you welcome, my dear.
Thank you. We conscientiously understand the way of the transportation across the universe. And I think that would be traveling in the right way, with the right intentions, and again, not doing anything wrong. I'm just a driver in training, but we're all learning on this path. There's much to learn. But we want to be very conscientious or very responsible, as Mr. Keshe said. And it's us, the knowledge seekers, he said, it's up to us to bring the change. The systems are there in the background, and I think we're here to promote our understanding of this new understanding of the dimensions and the aspects of man himself. Thank you.
We are present, my dear Mark. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Conscientiously. This is the new understanding. Or it was always been, this ability was there, but we are we are in this, well, I will say enlightenment now with the light of this beauty and totality. And we are conscientiously understanding, taking part, inseparable from each other in this travel in the universe. So this is the beautiful thing, Mark. Thank you for your kind words. Now we can go to the next slide. Here is the 1 minute of silence for the elevation of all souls in existence. As we are elevating all souls in existence, and this is the way this is the ability that we can elevate, we can bring beauty and totality, peace, respecting all souls all over the world, even in the cosmos. So, and here the time for this lovely unconditional love starts from now. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so, so much for your presence. And we are all present in this, taking the responsibility of all that is in love. So thank you again. Assalamu alaikum, Sashwat Pranam, Namaskar, and salute to all beautiful beings, lovely beings. Thank you so much. Now we can go to the next slide. Welcome, Jaco, my dear.
Hello, Shweta. Hello, everyone. Dear souls in, on, and beyond our beautiful planet. It's Jacco, the UC member, representative of the Dutch language, and I wish you all a warm welcome. This picture I took in my holidays in the last 2 weeks. The next one will also be one of those pictures that really was a beautiful place to be and gave a lot of good, positive emotions. And these 2 weeks of holidays, they really gave me a time to fill up the batteries. And now and then we need this in physicality. And what Mr. Keshe is teaching us now is that we start to move, to travel in these other dimensions. And I was thinking, what will that do? What will that bring to us? Because we know when we're traveling, we have these side effects like not needing food, not need to breathe. Everything in our body will be balanced, respective the physicality is not needed anymore. So traveling by thoughts, steering with our soul, positioning and repositioning along our way. The moment we learned enough to be ready to transmute, we will feel the beauty of being free. From that point on, we can decide where we want to be, what we want to do, and how we can serve more. As Mark said, do we do the right thing at the right place, at the right time? In the expansion of our soul lays everything we can imagine, and much more. We can change situations in physicality, like if our body has a problem and needs help, expand your soul. Change the environment by thoughts. Learn what energy changes in your body. Change the influence on physicality. Rise or lower the energy level and observe the changes. See the body as a universe and the universe as your body. Become one. Emotions help us to survive in different environments. Do we trust our soul enough to continue this way? Can we accept to look different under different universal conditions? Last week, I was asked, what can we do about negative forces that influence and threaten the future? And I answered, Mr. Keshe explained that it is our focus what is the problem. Surely we do not deny that some people do experience fear and suffering. The question is, do we need it? And as soon as we learn more, we shift slowly from physicality to our soul world. We learned that the soul dimension is a higher level energy. Next slide, please. Higher energies are downward compatible. This is made to help and support where there is a need. But lower energies are not upwards compatible. So please don't be afraid, because fear is the worst guide you will ever meet. This is why it's so important to grow in the knowledge, to walk the path of peace and harmony. And by that, we open the door to our future. So don't be afraid to transmute. Life on soul level is eternal. The transmutation, if it happens, is very fast, almost instantaneously. So trust the new awareness and notice that everything is all right. As a knowledge seeker explained, transmutation is like dying in a dream, and then ask yourself the question, equal what dream it was, are you afraid to wake up in the morning? Understand the both side accommodation of the soul and the soul of physicality, and surrender. Understand the rotating fields in and around you. Both souls cover all our needs and will bring a balance on a high position field strength we didn't know before. Enjoy this wonderful freedom. Don't become egoistic. Always try to look at the totality where we are a part of. So stay humble and grateful. Never forget to thank where this knowledge came from. Be thankful with your heart. Be thankful with your soul. The interaction of all our souls make the change possible on our beautiful planet. Step by step, we will do it till we become a peaceful place in this unicos. We love you. Next slide, please.
Yes, this is Marie again. And so I'm not part of the Brazilian community, but we are all the same in a way. But I got a very nice message from the Brazilians. And it says, it's from Pamela. Hi, Marie. I would like to tell you that we have organized on the YouTube channel of the Brazilian community the videos of your interviews with Rosanna on TV Galactica. We put them on the website as well, and hope more knowledge seekers can get educated with them. So we can go to the next slide, Rick. I was representing the Universal Council in a series of programs or interviews with Rosanna Alves in TV Galactica for several years. And I think we at least had 110 sessions. And these videos were live streamed and put on YouTube, but I'm not sure if we can find them on TV Galactica anymore. But now the Keshe Foundation Brazil has taken care of that and moved them to their own website. But can you put up that page, Rick? It's called Keshe Brazil WordPress.com questions and answers about plasma. So from the Universal Council, and there is a quote, as we have our own understanding, it's always good to listen to others. And through these others, we begin to broaden more, encompass more of our understanding, and with it learn more as well. So it's a good way of learning to listen to other knowledge seekers. And in a way, this is it. So if you scroll a little bit down, Rick, you see how they arranged it. So it's different topics. If you can you see that 2222, the Messiah statement? Because that was a special. It's on the 1 to 3rd row from the top. Yeah, let's click on that, see what happens. I think you are directed directly to the video, maybe. So this is a beautiful work of the Brazilian team again. And I thank you very, very much for your effort to bring this message from the Keshe Foundation and the Universal Council out. So if you click, you don't have to start the video, but just see who is sitting there in the, just move the cursor. Yeah. So this is how it is. So it's an archive of videos. The videos are about 1 hour. Oh, it's not even that. It's like 40 minutes. And it's in Portuguese and English, because I don't speak Portuguese. But so it's for everyone to use. I will put the links in the chat after this. Yes, so that's beautiful. So they made on the official Keshe Foundation Brazil YouTube channel, they made a special playlist for these interviews. So I thank you again, and I hope many will use it, because there's a lot of information in it, and you get we all pick up different parts of the knowledge. So it's always interesting to hear other people's view on all the knowledge. Okay, thank you. Maybe we go to the next slide because there is more. Oh, you have to go. It's not there. If you can go to the presentation, we have next. Yeah, here. Yes, this is an announcement for the plasma connection, which is on coming Saturday. It's 11 PM CEST, European Summertime. And it's teaching on soul, ethos, and the Universal Council. And I will present the answers from the Universal Council, and all these questions are sent in by knowledge seekers from all over the world. I'm just going to see here. The Universal Council representative of the Norwegian language, Marie, at the invitation of Plasma Connection, will be on the program monthly. It's the first Saturday every month to share teachings on soul and ethos. Join us on Saturday, June 3rd at 11 PM Central European Summer Time. So everyone is, it's live streamed, so it's always very beautiful if you are there. Or you can see it in a recording, and these recordings are also on the Keshe Foundation Brazil YouTube channel. So thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to it, Claudia. Thank you.
Yes, and now we come to the Dutch community. On the 22nd of May, last week, we had a meeting in Amsterdam. And I would like to ask you to go to the next slide, please. So the Dutch group met at the Free University of Amsterdam. It was a great pleasure to meet so many souls there. The event was very well organized by Galip, Fried, and Dennis. And Galip was so kind to open the event by introducing the participants. In a side room of the lobby, a lot of different plasma products were shown and available to buy. And as a UC member of the Dutch language, it was a pleasure to talk about the UC and the Charta where we work upon. The participants asked a lot of questions, and by that we could exchange not only on a physical, but also on a soul level. And also new members were there, and it was great to see how everyone helped each other by sharing, exchanging the knowledge. 5 of us were even in the system in Linz and shared about their experiences too. We all felt that this should not be the last time we met. So as soon as possible, we will meet again and continue the sharing with each other. I want to thank all the knowledge seekers who were part of the meeting in Amsterdam, all those who brought their plasma systems, tools, products. I also want to thank Sylvia very much for her interesting explanation about Ormus of the Sea, and Galip's mother, who made very nice cakes, and there was enough to drink for everyone, so it was a really nice meeting together. The time flew away. We started at 4 o'clock about approximately, and it was 8 in no time. So I really see forward to see all again. And I think we as one. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacko. It's always beautiful to be in workshops like that and meet other knowledge seekers wherever it
Yes,
is. Yeah.
it is. But also to get to learn the persons personally is also very good. You talk so much about on Zoom, and this way, if you can shake hands or give a hug, it is really, really precious. It was great.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. This is Stefania from the Universal Council representing the Italian language. Thank you, Jacko. It was really inspiring. This you did a very good job. You're gonna very well.
Well, it's always teamwork, and if you have good people around, then it's easy to organize. They did a great job, and yeah, we will see forward to the next time.
Perfect. Yeah, I was actually in Holland, isn't it, the day before, but I couldn't make it, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Next time we coordinate better.
Yeah. Yes, this is the Italian community. I just wanted to give an update because, as you know, we had some flood problem in the country. And that was very worry for the people of the Emilia-Romagna. They've been very affected by and the agriculture and the animal, you know. Also a lot of people lost their house. We had a lot of deaths, that people dying. So it was really a little bit very, very stressful. That's why it's very important to every week to take time to elevate the leader, because we really need to bring to an end to this disruption that happened all over the world, and very recently happened to Italy. Yes, plus last week also we heard about in the workshop about also some explosion in Ukraine, so that could cause some pollution. So then the Italian community decided to get together and start to be more active on making plasma. So I just want to give you an update that very soon we're also gonna run some weekly workshop. So everyone here that speaks Italian, it has Italian language, it's welcome from all over the world to participate to this workshop. I don't have the dates yet. They now organizing it. So as soon they're ready, I will let you know. Most probably next week. I think we're gonna do 4 meetings where we're gonna teach again how to make the cup of life, cup 1 and cup 2. So as Mr. Keshe suggested, to really spread the cups, spread the guns through the lakes, rivers, air, you know, in the environment. So we encourage everyone to produce more than ever plasma at home, and not just keep it at home, but you know, put him in the sink, in the water, wherever you can. Spread it in the garden, give it to friends, spray every Sunday. In this way, we try to do 2 things. We try to elevate the soul of the earth and obviously everyone in it, so the old politician included. And also we try to decontaminate the air and the water, because now we really need to, we know that if you drink plasma water, if you use gases in the different protocols and plasma, you can really be less affected by any pollution or any poison, and you can also recover faster. We saw this with the pandemic, so we had a good success with the emergency team, and we were managed to give a great support to people in need. So in the Italian community, we start to be more active on this. So we have a lot of knowledge seeker now. They try to put together their knowledge they already have, plus the plasma technology knowledge, and together we try to find solution to clean water and to. So it's really, really interesting. So it kind of unites us a little bit. So I will let you know very soon when the dates of this workshop for beginner, for he who is new, because we always have new members join us, or people that don't remember how to make them because they didn't make them for such a long time. I have now lots of friends after having this news of, because we had also some explosion as well in some factory in Italy too, and I know they're happening all over the world. So people now, they're more interested. I have friends even here in UK. I have Italian friends who they ask me, come on, Stefania, can we do video? Can we learn? So I think, I mean, unfortunately, through problems, we get more active and united. So yeah, so this is good. This is so I will let you know next week. So this is the update from the Italian group. Also, we've been working at the soul level. So we've been last week we were meet up. I think pretty much every evening until last Friday for the elevation of the soul of the children and the abuser. So that one was very also interesting because we had a chance to meet up again more in regular basis and get to know each other, and also been very in silence and try to connect at the soul level to elevate the soul of the children. As we know, the children are the adult of tomorrow, so are the future of tomorrow. So if we want a good future, definitely we have to invest in the children. So that was very, very good. And so we also made a meeting on the Keshe Field chat to connect to the soul level for whoever couldn't afford the meeting of the cosmic ray. So we try to accommodate everyone. So this meeting already been going weekly, but once a week. But last week was different. The difference was they were doing every evening around 9 p.m. So that was also very good. Yes, so I will let you know if we do more meeting like that. We do weekly some meeting every Wednesday, and it's at 2:30 CET time in the Keshe Field chat or the Italian Telegram chat. So if you're interested, just get in contact with us, and we'll give you the detail of the time and the date, so you can take a part. So thank you so much. So this is everything for now.
You have to talk about the next slide too, Stefan.
Yeah, thank you, Marie. Yes, so this one are very important address. So So we have health at spaceshipinstitute.org and info at keshe.foundation. So with the health, this address, it's the address you can contact and use if you're a doctor and you are interested to learn and to add to whatever you do at the moment. If you want to add additional knowledge of the plasma knowledge, so you can write to this address at Spaceship Institute. I really recommend to, for example, in Italy, actually, we have a group of 200 doctors. They are very, very interested to what we are doing at the moment with the plasma technology. And we preparing a meeting very soon with Mr. Keshe. So people, I see they're getting more and more interested because we, as you know, we're looking for very serious cases that at the moment conventional medicine find very difficult to find solution for. So if you're a doctor and you have difficult cases that for you are very difficult to solve, or if you have problems that you find in your work that you don't find solution, is worth it to get in contact with the Keshe Foundation and have a meeting with the doctor team and see if they can help you. I know for a fact because I organized some a meeting for a friend of mine. She was a plastic surgeon, and she came up with a lot of problems. They could not find solution for helping children. And Mr. Keshe, had some ready solution, and he was straight away happy to collaborate with the hospitals and with also university. So if you're a part of university, or if you're part to hospitals and you are open-minded, I really invite you to contact us and have a meeting with Mr. Keshe and the doctors and see if they can help you to solve any difficulties or problems you may have in your hospital. Also, if you are a patient and you have health issue that you at the moment you're going to any doctor in hospital and they cannot help you with because they think they don't know what it is, or it's very difficult to find solution. I invite you as well to contact health at spaceshipinstitute.org, or you can also contact info at Keshe Foundation and ask information. It's very worth it. They're looking for any condition like dementia, like cancer, like any neuro condition, any problem with cartilage, any problem with bones, any problem, every if you heard a few workshop ago, Mr. Keshe gave a testimonial where he helped a relative of his that she had to add, she was in danger of having the hands and feet amputated, and she had a problem also with the heart, and Mr. Keshe managed to reverse her condition for good. So you will be really shocked in a good way on how much we can do with this technology. So we need to collect a lot of research and case study, because the more research and case study we collect and testimonial, the more we can prove the efficiency of this technology. So it's not just word, but by collecting different cases, these are facts, and then the more cases we collect and more testimonial we get, then luckily we can impose the government or definitely go in a direction where the government start to collaborate it with us to respond the people need. So this is very important. It's important to find solution for people problems, health problems, and other problems that people have in daily life that find difficult to solve. So I really, really invite you to really, if you got any health problem or difficult condition, to write to these two email. We're going to remind this every week. So at the moment, we're doing two research that they're like a group of research, very, very important research. One is regarding the teeth. I don't know if Azar is here because she's a dentist and she's familiar with the plasma technology. So I don't know if you want to say something about it. If you're here, Azar, you can interrupt and say something about it, the dental research. And also we're doing a research about the pH. So for dental research, if you have any problem with your teeth, if you please, children or adults, please get in contact with the Keshe Foundation. So write at f@spaceshipinstitute.org or write at info@keshe.foundation. Very, very important. So they also looking to see if they can regrow teeth in adult. I know that with children they had some result. So they want to get more and more a case study for children and adults cases regarding teeth. And also for the pH, we know that if you keep your pH high, you can eradicate and prevent most of the illness. I don't know if all of the illness or most of the illness, but definitely can prevent cancer. You can prevent a lot of serious health condition. So that they now looking to start a research. I don't know if they already started, where to be part of it, you have to be able to measure your pH thoroughly every single day. And if you can measure your pH, you can apply, and if you're interested to keep your pH high level, I think it's above 7, if I'm correct. Please make the inquiring. I have to say that those research costs are not free. So I think for the research of the teeth and the pH are 2,500 plus VAT. So I think more or less is around 3,000. I think still cheap in compare usual dental cost. And and if you can prevent or cure serious illness, so there are, I think actually quite a reasonable price. Obviously, I do encourage, because maybe for Europe or a country where we have our money are stronger than other country, it's easier for us maybe to gather in those amount. But maybe for people who are in Africa, people who are in Bangladesh, people who are in other countries, maybe for them it's nearly impossible. So I do then invite also any donor, any wealthy person who's got a lot of cash and maybe want to avoid taxes, and usually they they, you know, I know in America as they do this, you can give, instead of pay part of the taxing, you can donate to charity or foundation. Here we are. This is this you can help yourself, and then you can help someone who doesn't have the financial support to be able to be part of this research, and you know, you will be able to help him. So that is very good things to do. I know there are a lot of people who have a lot of cash that they don't know how to spend it, and they're looking for good cause for helping society. So this is one of the way that you can definitely help people. And this research, they're gonna be good for eventually for everyone, because if this work get properly recognized, then the government can give this service free for their citizen. So at the end of it will be free for everyone. So unfortunately now, because the foundation, you know, sometimes people ask me why the foundation charging this much, you know, for certain condition. I think, first of all, I never found that it's a lot in compared to what already hospital charge, or maybe other private places charging for solving difficult condition. But plus, we have to bear in mind that the foundation is independent organization. And to stay independent, we have to have cash to pay all the staff, to pay all the facility, to pay all the people who in the factories who they're doing all the work for us. So the money have to come somewhere. And if we want to, you know, this foundation is a worldwide foundation. So, and it's growing, and we have a lot of big projects in the background. And the common goal, obviously, it will be free for everyone. But to get to be free for everyone, you have to do a lot of research that costs a lot of money, and you have to keep everything going and be independent. We don't want to be bought out by multinational or other multi-company where they then have a say, you know, as usual, you know, they buy you out and then they shut you down. So we need to stay independent if we want to reach our goal to then be free for everyone. So there is a price that we have to pay now, but eventually we'll be free. Also, in the info at Keshe.Foundation, you can also apply to become a student for the space project where you will be studying with Mr. Keshe face-to-face. So that one, again, it's costly. I think is around 10,000 euro. But again, we go back to the same situation where they need to cover the cost, and they need to stay independent. So again, this is the cost we need to pay for now. So again, you know, if the knowledge seeker who got spare cash, they can donate. Then, like happened not long ago, I think one student that was from a very poor country, and no way could afford 10,000 euro. I think it's been granted because a donor paid for him, because it was a rich person who paid for this person to be able to do the training. So everything goes around. So if we can share what we have and we support each other, I'm sure that you know, we're gonna get there at the end. So, but we have to keep going. At the moment, certain things have to be paid if we want to stay independent. So we need definitely a constant donation to stay independent. Small or big donation is always good. So obviously, You don't have to starve yourself. You have to give what you can. Otherwise, no point. So this is the donation is referred to everyone who got spare money to give away. Okay, so I think I cover everything. Is anyone think I missed out something? Please speak now. So before we go to the next slide.
Just a little add, Stefania.
Yeah, please.
Those people who have reductions, be it in the electric bill, be it in the fuel, think about this money. You spent it before, now you can spare it, and you can also donate it. I do so, and I really hope that other ones do too, because a lot of little amounts also give big amounts. And we should think about, as you said, what is the purpose of it? What is our goal? Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, but do invite a doctor as well to apply. I know there are a lot of doctors. I mean, I found a situation myself where I make a meeting with this doctor, and I think she was shocked. She couldn't believe what we could do with the plasma technology. Because Mr. Keshe was solving every problem she was putting on the table. Mr. Keshe had the solution for it. And I think she was a little bit shocked. She couldn't believe it. Her difficulties was actually to get the hospital to collaborate with the Keshe Foundation. But if you got open mind, if you know any open mind doctors and open mind hospital, they are happy to try, experimenting with the plasma technology. There is nothing to lose. It works very well with complementary. They go in hand to hand, so you can get rid of a lot of side effects. And you can get fast recovery. So it's a combination of everything. Mr. Keshe always said there is not just plasma technology. There is plasma technology plus other knowledge, but if we put all the knowledge together, then we are definitely stronger. Because more now than ever, I hear a lot of serious injuries, a lot of strange illness that a lot of people don't know what to do about it. So I really invite every doctor, every person in the health sector to get together and be united to provide a service to the people in need, because there are a lot of people who need serious help and they don't know where to go. So yeah, so thank you. One more things before we go in. Sorry, Rick, because actually you and Mark always stress about it, about testimonials. And please, I invite every knowledge seeker of any community to keep writing testimonials. You can come every first Monday to the public workshop of testimonial. That usually is 8 PM CET time, and you can just come and give your testimonial live. I think, Rick, they have to check with you first.
It says second Monday of the month.
Second Monday, sorry.
And in this case, it'll be the 12th of June will be the next public testimonials meeting.
Yeah, and then you can write them. So you can go to the Keshe Foundation and there is the link of for the testimonial. You can just write them.
And it starts at 8 PM Central European time.
We had one testimonial from Italian knowledge seeker just a few days ago. He said that he been to the Linz center that will be closed soon, but he managed to, going to see him. Obviously, you have to make appointment with the people who work in Linz, like Mario. You have to make appointment before to go. You cannot just turn up. But he said to me that it was very lovely to meet Mario, and he thought he was a really kind person, very lovely. But the testimonial, he told me that apart the place, it was great with a very high energy. But he told me that his wife was suffering for backache for more than 30 years. And she went to visit the center. And after she came out of the center, her backache is gone since she's been in Linz. So the both couple thought was a really great experience, and I really recommend it. It really could feel the strength, of the fields of the place. So he was very happy. Was very happy. I said to him, "Come to the testimonial, Rick, and so we can record it." Okay, thank you.
Thank you, my dear Stefania. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, my dear Mary. And yes, this is about the Indian community. I'm Shvetanya. And about the Indian community, I will say this name is given to us and we accepted that as India. But from eons ago, it was Bharat Varsha, Hindustan. That is the sthan, the position of all loving beings. And when we all, and Bharatvarsha was, well, you can say India, was an inseparable part of the oneness that was there, very advanced, with unconditional love. And we are all living in peace. And then the energies interacted, as we say, and we in misery accepted whatever we have given. And the turn, as we say, vortexes, and the vortex turn, and India lost the track of peace and harmony. But then I will say, but here in the soul level, as I now understand, as a Indian, you can say, or a soul from Bharatvarsha, Hindustan, that we are inseparable, and we lived the life in the poetries of beautiful poets, in the authors, in the music, in the performing theaters and all from eons. And then, but in the material world, what we say, the tradition, what we have done is, I will read a shloka from the Bhagavad Gita, the largest epic, as they say, and I will read it. Say, this is a shlok from Bhagavad Gita, and that is Yada yada hi dharmasya glaniribhavati bharat abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijanyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavani yuge yuge. This is a means that actually the misinterpreted form, I will say, what has been in the Indian society is that there is a God outside. And when the people became very, out of dharma here means the religion. When they don't follow the religion, they become like, negative entity. And then at that time, all things become negative. The God from outside comes and manifest, take birth in this world to destroy, to finish what has been done, and to create the new. Srijanyam, to create the new, as according to the religious way. But we understand that this shloka means that when you are intensely indulged in the material world, and I will say misery, of course, the soul comes and manifests and covers the physicality, soul of man, to protect, to love, to give love, so that the person can understand, the being can understand that how beauty and totality manifest. The soul itself do that, the soul of man and the universal soul, of course, as we are always in this image of the Creator. So here, the ability, this shloka explains the ability of us from inside. And we have been through this from long, long years, eons. And now, after floating in this timelessness, even we were in the timeline in physical form, in the timelessness of this music, love, and all, poetry, we now, when we came to Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, we started to manifest in this new world, which was created by us. And I will say that this is the creation, we have this ability. And whatever, we are Indian or Brazilian or Dutch or anywhere you can go, it is the same. The Srijanyaham means creation of the new, the creation. But nothing is destroyed in a way. But in our form, we say, what we don't need, the soul says, just forget about that. So here I will say the tradition was to love unconditionally at that time. Now we manifest in this unconditional love as a, what you can say, I am an Indian or a being of the one nation, one planet, one race. And well, and I salute to the mothers. I salute. Here I will say, Vande Mataram. I salute because from the mother, as a mother was at that time when I was growing up, the mother was giving so much speciality. She was kind of a woman respected, and when she becomes old, more and more people respected. And we sat with our grandmother, great grandmother, when she was also alive, and they told stories, beautiful stories of wisdom, truth. As I say, the stories they told me about these stories, about Akbar Birbal, about Tenali Rama, about many uh, sadhus, sannyasis, and many stories about kings and all. But now, after the independence, when the Roman came, all the false kings and nawabs were given all the buildings that were very advanced at that time, and they called their buildings as their inheritance always, and they became the king and the nawabs in India and tortured all beings. That those and the power was given by the Romans. But now, as we are manifesting in this beauty and totality, the people of Bharatvarsha needs to know that even whatever has happened, as we know, there is no such thing as, if we know we can come out of this addiction. So there will be no karma. How can we do that? So if you are going out of this addiction, it will help you to understand the ability of one of a being to, when we say I am present, and the whole world is present with me in the soul level. So this ability has been given to us with the universal creator, the knowledge. And what I can say, thank you is a small word, but I salute, salam to my very dear Keshe Foundation for giving us this beautiful knowledge, the ability to manifest again like what we are, what we want to be always. So I will say India has lost its track in a way, and that was the form. The shloka was about the dharma. Dharma means how a human being is, the way of living, how you should live. And we know how a person can live, as Stefania says, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And that was the form, not the religious way. There was no religion at that time. So I will say to the Indian community also, I humbly say that if we all has this ability, If you speak about spirituality, if you speak about how can you forget the prospects, the love of the soul, the universal creator. There is no God outside. Respect your mother. Respect her. You lost the track. You are sending your old mother, great grandmother, to the old age home, and there she dies with pain and suffering. No, this is not the way you should treat your mother. Your mother is so precious. You worship the mother, but you treat the mother like that in actuality. So I will say salute to the mother, treat her with love, as we were being always in the ancient times, or you can say all the old times when there were oneness always. The family was one. Even I am a housewife, and I always because there's a discrimination of women and men in Indian society, very, very much. Even they kill for dowry. No, simply they kill the woman, and as even you are so modern and dressing like that, like American, but still in India, you are a woman, and that is the way level you have here. You cannot go up of the of a man. Even the president is a woman, but she has to be in a low profile, I will say. So here in India, uh, respecting the women is very, very less. Even from where I belong, from the Bengali community, they worship Devi, the mother. For 7 days they take fast and don't eat anything. But then they disrespect the mother always, every time. So I will say that, well, always love the mother, understand the mother, and this is the way we are grown up. And as a housewife, I will say again that I was also like growing up as a daughter, as a girl child, and growing up, and there is always discrimination that you mustn't do that. This is the thing only this boy can do. And then I was growing up. My father was supportive to all the. I have a sister, me and my sister, but still, then the way the society the addiction is. So then what happened is that growing up, I have seen my great grandmother, mother, that growing up they were together. We used to be together, and I thought home will be like that. When I was married, I thought I will be decorating the home, and there will be very pleasure and joy. But then I also even lost the track because of this addiction. I lost the track. I followed what they told me. Decorate the house. This is the house. But whenever I suggested something, I was sitting in the corner alone. Nobody was listening. So this is what the society, Indian society, should do. Started from the mother. Come to the mother. Respect the mother. Don't throw her in the old age home. This is the track that Indian society lost. This is not modern society. This is a corrupt society now. But if you say that, if you understand the ability, come to Keshe Foundation. Understand the knowledge. Or even try to understand the ability of kindness, the ability of understanding a being of love. How can you do? How cannot you do that? So here I will say, I don't know, I am not prepared to say, but this is always in my heart that there was no home. But now I understand how a home is, how a home is. And it begins when its foundation begins when you give the position, you became in the position of unconditional love. And I became who I am. And I don't bother anything more than I am here, I am present. So as an Indian, you can say, or as an Hindustani, you can say, we are all in this creation of the soul of man, protecting the soul of physicality. There is no way death is manifesting anyway. So there is a continuous well, I will say immortality in a way, to, as if we prepare ourselves for that. This ability is in our own, from within, that the eternal soul always gives us this knowledge to take what you need, and like, live like a Japanese. The small bed and all, take what you need. So in India, I will say many religion, it's still the fake gurus are coming, and a new idol is coming out, and they start worshipping them. This is very harassing and painful sometimes, and it hurts that people are going the other way. So I will say, I will say that the Indian community should come out of this level of systems that they created, manifested by them in a wrong way. I will say wrong in this material. In this negative way. Think positive, do good, be good. As the mother said, hey, my son, daughter, always be good, speak good to others. Like that, speak good to others, be kind to others, love others. Then only I will understand that my child is a good person, like that, a good child. So India will be, I hope, Indian society, India or Bharatvarsha will be in the oneness again, understanding this beauty and totality. But there is no escape. I know the time is very close to this manifestation of the soul, more and more. And every person have to understand, a family man, a person, or anybody have to understand that they has to understand the ability, and have, as we have wished for, conscientiously understand the ability of the heart and soul working together. The trust, the marriage, they have to understand that. Not with the worship and like speaking loud and dancing with the gurus and all. No, this is not the way. You are lost. Come to the way of peace and beauty and totality. And it is your ability that you can create this. It is all our ability. This is so simple. I'm a housewife. I'm a housewife from India. But if I have this ability, I understood this ability and conscientiously understood and make the way for others. So walk with us, understand the knowledge, this ability. And I will say this is the way the Indian society should be. Talking spiritual doesn't make you spiritual. Understand the way it goes. It is spiritual is not always alone. It all works with the soul. If it doesn't, it is not spiritual at all. So I say to the spiritual gurus, those who are dancing in yacht and all, go away. I will say, vanish away. So salute to the mother again of all. Be good children. So I will say to India, I am also with them. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls. This is my heart is feeling about Indian community. Very sad, but still there is a joy of this ability. I can teach as I was being taught to the beautiful teachers from the beautiful teachers of beautiful teachers of Keshe Foundation. I salute them. So thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. And we considered Bharatvarsha, India, with no boundaries now. There's no boundary of India. We are merging each other, and we are citizens of this one planet, one nation, one race. So this is the beauty. This is the joy that you feel from inside. Hey, I am the citizen of this one planet. Oneness. Oh yes, I was an Indian. I am Indian, but still, I am here. Thank you so much, my dear, for listening. I don't know if you're able to understand, but this is the way here everything goes on, But when I will say my spaceship landed in Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. I was so happy. I was so much happy that I have never experienced before. Oh my God, I said that. so much. Out of comprehension then at that time, like that, So be in this peace, my beautiful souls. Always be in these blessings of all souls in love, as we are not separate anymore. But as an Indian, you can say, or Bharatvarsha from Bharatvarsha, I will say, all the love always, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute. Thank you, my dear. Rick, now I can go to the next slide, right? Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much for your beautiful comments always. Here is the video from the clip given from the hard work of, I will say, Lisa McDonald from Plasma School Library, Earth Council. All the love to you, my dear, always posting these beautiful videos. And we can play it and have some discussion, my dear Rick. Thank you. Thank you, my dear Lisa.
Okay, thank you, Smita. So this is Consensus of Souls, more info.
The existence of man has many facets and many dimensions. Mankind needs to understand this. And then, in that process, mankind will come to comprehend how his own creation has become fed up, giving up on the dimension of physicality. How far can we go? How much can we bring this understanding forward will allow us to become the man of space? As we said, we will run two parallel systems, physical travel and dimension of the soul of the man, or central energy of the existence of every living thing in the universe. And if we understand this, then we can decide. This part of the journey, I go with the fly machine, and this part of the journey, I go with the energy of the soul of the man and wait for physicality to arrive, but understand the dimension of the existence. In a way, the soul takes flight of fancy, and the soul of physicality will follow to join it on a given time, place, and position. What happened when a man dies on board of a UFO or any creature and is traveled through the span of universe? Where would this soul find its place and position? And where would the soul find its peace in a way, the position it was destined? Can we extend our lives to the understanding of this position? And can we predetermine where our soul shall go? What shall it do? And how we will expand the knowledge of the others who are around it. Not knowledge by just reading, knowledge by understanding the emotion of the creation. Then it comes, if we can do this, how come we are not aware of our soul, the work of our soul during our daily life? And how can we work to seize elevation that it serves than actually taking? Then the answer is simple. Look within emotion. What emotion creates what kind of motion within your physicality? And do you trust what you feel? Do you understand how you feel? And do you understand why you feel? Would you be able to create a condition that you can elevate the strength of the soul of your own or the others? Or clearly you find a new way to communicate between yourself and the others? In the coming time, shorter than you think, I will teach you how to see through the eye of the man, and at the same time understand and see through the eye of the soul, or understanding of interaction of its fields. And then we'll see how you as knowledge seekers will take steps to be there, to understand more, and to be part of your own creation and your own emotion and your own dimension of truth. Everything in the dimension of the soul of the man has no formula. We cannot write, can you teach us, can you give us a system that we can elevate our soul? You have to learn through the dimension of physicality, which you've been taught, how to connect with the soul of physicality, and through interaction with your soul of physicality, make connection with the soul of the man. Jumping from the physicality to the soul, it's more or less not impossible, but not impossibilities. You have to be able to interact directly at a given strength, because don't forget, it's the soul which created the soul of physicality, where the physicality brought in the soul in the womb of the mother. Now we come to understand. We, in a way, have come to the point that we start gradually understanding that building the space system for the man to travel in the dimension of the soul has no calculation and has no method except understanding the process of the elevation of the soul. Think how you, as a man, with all the teachings of past few years, been nourishing your soul from the environment of life. You breathe it, you extend its strength, you swallow it, you extend the same. You think and absorb energies from outside, still create a condition that you can survive. Then it comes the process of what's the reason for life? Why am I here? And how long more is left till my soul finds its home? Then maybe one day we find the answer to the totality of what is on the table. Any questions? If you understood, should come from within the man and not from outside in a verbal direction and dimension of the man. Connecting make you wise, and that wisdom shows the path to the Creator. It's for you to decide how much you understand and understood from separation, filtering, and cleaning up every dimension of the creation which is in your pot. How much more man needs to know. How much more man needs to trust himself, and what it will take that you as a creation and a creator know and can provide for a soul of your own. As our friend says, I do not know what to do, but I'm doing something because I'm still breathing. In the process of understanding the creation and the creator, we have to understand, or at least comprehend, what is going on, what is feasibility and what is the possibility. And then don't make assumptions. We have to understand the process of the creation. And in the coming time, systems will be set up for man to learn the process, to go through that training, the way you get trained how to drive, you get trained how to swim. Now, with understanding the process of creation, you learn how to swim in the ocean of the fields of the universe, not as a fish, not as a body, but as an embodiment of the energy of the soul of the man. Then you'll find that you will be going everywhere, but there'll be visual physicality in the dimension of existence where you were just being kicked out as the session is not about to happen, but it actually does. Does the soul of the man, has the soul of the man made the soul of physicality blind for it, not to show in the dimension of physicality to the man the truth about himself? And to what extent we have come to understand the truth about ourselves, the truth about our soul, the truth about dimension of creation of us. Today's teaching is enlightened in the dimension of the operation of our own soul and nothing else. Would it be from carbon 14 coming into carbon 12, and how much of it will be carbon this and that? The soul does not measure carbon and does not have frequency, and it does not work in what it decides to give. It operates in the dimension of what comes and where it has to go. It's actually a postman, it's a postbox, where whatever the other physicalities have done, in agreement with their souls, my soul agrees for me to be present at a given time and place and position. Now we understand how we as a human being have to comply with the totality of the wishes of our soul, and not, as we thought, with the hunger of our physicality. Then, if you understand this, and then if we comprehend the separation between the two, then we will come to be part of the totality of the operation of the soul of our own in the dimension of creation. One day man will understand, and one day man in understanding will come to change his life. We are just in the process to create a dimension that you understand the operation of your soul, and not to be what we call a guide for you to use to move your soul when and where you want. The teaching is for you to understand the power of you, for you to understand the extent of knowledge of you about your own creation, that with it you create a new dimension of your life. One day man will become wise, and one day in that wisdom man will see the truth. But till then, we try to drag the man along until he becomes wise to see the wisdom. Maybe today you understood, you have to understand, or you see the possibilities that will become reality with building, developing, changing, and doing everything possible for us to understand the operation of us. What will be interesting in the coming time, how humanity will start learning about his soul first, and then about his physicality. And to what extent he will understand By feeding the soul, he can feed the physicality the way he wants the physicality to move. So the soul of the man and the soul of physicality of man become unisons. But it's vulnerable that both can be involved in the dimension of another position and time and place without their own choice, but through the choice of where they have to be. One day mankind will become wise to this, and one day mankind will become wise to understand the totality of the creation, which he himself is part of.
Thank you, my dear Rick, for playing the video, beautiful video. I mean, presentation. So, if any comment or any you're sharing about this particular portion of consensus of souls, the agreement and trust between the souls of before the manifestation began. So, and how truthful it is, like that, you know. So the truth is, for me, that when we understand that everything starts from within, from the trust of our souls, the soul of man and the soul of physicality, and when the trust grows, the manifestation of the soul begins. Soul of man began, and it covers all the fields that is not needed anymore. And like, you know, this is so easy to understand that when this trust began, and when we say, this is the wish, and my wish is my command, and I am present, then the trust shines. And from this view, from this way, all souls get this benefit. This is the way the soul communication helps. As we were heard many times when going outside the house, in the society, in the country, we see people suffering, people, and that is very, very hurting. And I used to cry at home. I don't want to go outside. But then now I understand how can I elevate? How can I with this consensus, this agreement with the souls, we can eliminate hunger. We can bring peace to all souls that is living. And this is the living in a way. This is the way of living. We are going to be in this living, all of us, in this trust, benefiting each other, benefiting each other. This benefits each other. When we play with only the soul of physicality, and even as our beautiful teacher Moshfik said, we say about the trust of the soul in books and all, but we really don't trust. Even sometimes we don't even recognize there is a soul of man. Like that, right? There is a soul. So we have to recognize that. We have to understand that to create this vortex of creation in a positive way, in a way what we want with all of you. And this is a collective time. We all have to be collective, unified to create the new. And when you trust in the soul, there's a bridge the start beginning of the soul of the man and the soul of physicality. The universal unified field starts to work, and all life benefits from this. So this is my way of thinking, and this has been experience, not thinking. We are experiencing this, and in the elevations, in the communications, we are doing soul communication. I have done 2-3 days before conscientiously. I done that, and we are all doing in a way. So and with the whole world, I was communicating. I was in communication with all living beings, and many has this way of saying that forgiveness, kind of forgive me. And again, many are in this addiction now also, that give me forgiveness, and that, like that, I should be forgiven. And that is, again, this addiction begins when you go to the church or a temple, or and the Pandit says, or the Pope says that this is all happened, this is all deleted in your form as whatever you have done, even killing or what, any extent of corruption you have done, it has gone, vanished. But you are free now from all they call sin. But then it happens, the being again perform this, as we are elevating the soul of the children and the abusers. Many will ask for forgiveness, but there is no such thing as forgiveness. You can, in the now position, in the position of presence, you can say the truth of your ability, of your soul. Say the truth. Give relief to other souls. Be kind. Now is the moment. What has been done has been done. What about now? If you say forgiveness, you are going to the same way again. And then you know how it ends. So this is the agreement of the souls from within, from all souls that exist. So I welcome all beautiful souls to have a suggestion or an advice or a beautiful sharing about this consensus of souls. Welcome, my dear.
Hi, it's Diane from Canada. I'm support member. I just watched a program about, or part of a program about the natives in Canada. And before, like, I guess even the natives, like their understanding of the bear and their relationship with the bear was like our brother. And the show showed me, like, we used to relate to bear, not be afraid of it. So we'd approach the bear with our soul, like open and loving and understanding. But now we approach a bear and then we're full of fear and misunderstanding. And before, we used to be like their brother because of the understanding, the consensus of souls. It's in our soul and our presence that the bear, like, connects with the soul and sees that we're not going to harm it, and we're friends, we're brother and sister. And so I think we lost that, like, that connection, not just with bears, but the soul connection and embracing every living creature without fear. Like, that's my understanding, and that's what came to me. I don't know if I'm making myself clear, but yeah, it's on our soul. It's our presence, and it tells more than. Okay, I'm going to be quiet. I don't know. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Is that we lost that.
I definitely understand, Diane, being a fellow Canadian. And one of our favorite stores in Canada is called Canadian Tire. And it's an automotive and other household hardware kind of store. And I walked by 2 days ago, and they had this placard outside, this big, advertisement on the sidewalk, that it was bear season and time to get your supplies for hunting bear. And gee, it shocked me, actually, even though I'm aware that there, a lot of people are hunters. My parents were hunters and so on. But a lot of that is kind of in the background. It's not sort of in our faces so much. But there was this big bear face on the ad for that it was bear hunting season. And that, it was not just bear hunting season, but the spring bears are here. And that means, the bears are coming out of hibernation, and the spring bears are here. And it actually shocked me. I found it so repulsive that I almost went to the manager to ask them to remove the sign, and hopefully other people would as well. But I also realized that that whole section of their store is also growing, the weapon section. So it just makes me realize that there is a mentality out there of about killing, and that's part of what needs to change in our consensus as souls, to be able to look at that bear and see another soul, not another life form to take their life. So we still have, maybe realize we still have quite a bit of work to do as humans to let go of our habits and our way of killing. So
Yeah.
definitely that sparked in me that image that I saw. Thank you for that.
Okay. Thank you, Rick. Yeah, definitely. We got to change our understanding, and then we'll approach life differently, and it'll be in our soul. Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Diane, for sharing this beauty. Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much. And yeah.
I wanted to mention something in the YouTube. As we were talking about the consensus of souls and so on earlier, a person, Coughlin Gallen, had a few statements and says, and I want to get the response from members of the Universal Council. He says, and what if you are a targeted individual, blocked from money, and no trust in any organization, as they all betrayed you and work against you, and even your own best friends try to poison and kill you. 7 years living on 50 euros a week, 5th week of bronchitis, pneumonia. And he says, I want the Nuremberg tribunals to begin. And he says, my unconditional love dysfunctions when I am attacked all the time and almost die. Planet, nature, and animals excluded. He says, I came here to protect Gaia from destruction by humanity. He says, I've always been kind of on the side of the road, seeing the emperor wearing no clothes. So what would you say? What would the members of the Universal Council say? I mean, Sweta, you gave actually good advice. I was going to ask this a bit earlier before you started talking, and then you were talking almost like you were talking to Cock here to tell him, to have this trust in the soul. So perhaps someone could talk more about that.
Yes, my dear Rick, my dear one, about your, we all have gone through this physicality is like that, and this is very intense, There was never peace, and we were never like that. But now, as you came here, as you understand, as you are talking that I came here to protect Gaia, and that starts from you, my dear. I was also like you, in pain, in suffering, and always suffering. Intense suffering was there. Every cell of me was suffering, so intense. I was almost dead in the middle of the road, bleeding, what I could say. But then these things are gone, my dear. If you understand the ability of yourself, your souls, as we have gone through the conscientiously, then you are doing the kindness to all. As you and me are not separate, my dear. We are all together. As you came, I will say, there's a saying in India, my dear, तेरे मिलने से पहले तो जीते थे हम, जीने वाली मगर कोई बात न थी. That means when you came here, or when we came here, we were living, but there was no life. Now there is life. We understand, respect that, and it happens always here. You can feel the love, and you will grow with this courage that I have this ability. I have been there. I'm a mere housewife, my dear, but the ability I understood, that strength I understood. I understood that all that is to be in kindness to all. If you are kind, to understand, and it goes to all when you say I am kind. I am who I am. And all these happenings, these events that has happened, you don't want to remember them again, like it's going away, fading away, like never happened. You are a new person, protecting Gaia, protecting all humanity. Yes, I know how things feel when we were in this trap, this trap. Now, with this knowledge, we are coming out. In the trust in the soul, we are coming out. I say to people that trust your soul, they don't understand. They think I'm talking something very divine or spiritual, like that. But this is very practical. This is a science from within us. This is explainable. How can it be manifested? I have experienced, my dear. I am not a scientist. So this is what we are doing. Welcome to this, with the knowledge of beauty and totality, my dear. Live the life, always. Be in joy. Thank you, my dear, for your questions, for your concerns. Always, if there's a concern, there's the courage of the heart to do the manifestation. Indeed, of course.
Perhaps I can add a little bit to Shweta's wonderful explanation. We come here on in this planet, in this planetary environment. And this is a question we all have. And one part of this question is answered by our physical interaction on this planet. We see all kinds of things getting poisoned, as you said. I had that same experience as well. And we learn various things that, especially now that things are coming out in a large scale, we know the level of poisoning is not just somebody next to us, but the chain goes all the way to connecting all the people on the planet through the food we eat now. So this is an experience we all here share, all the people of this planet right now. The wheat and the rice is sprayed by glyphosate, things like that. This is, everybody is getting poisoned. One of my children was severely affected by one of these. But the effect is planet-wide. And we continue to consume these poisons and various other things that's there. Poison is not necessarily in terms of the chemical poison, the thought pollution, the things that we have been taught in the history of our civilization, the technology of our civilization. These are all have a lot of patchworks of, things that really is nothing close to how things have to be. But another way to look at it is that those who are tasked are those who have the ability to correct it, has to know what must be corrected. We cannot do anything until we know the extent and the degree of it, no matter how capable we are. And so the things we know indicates the capacity we have, capacity we possess, not the 50 euro a week that we receive. And I am right now in Bangladesh, and here people, many people receive few euro, if that, a week. They survive, but knowing this situation, knowing the situation of our fellow men here on this planet, where I am right now, where I have been before. I was in the West for a long time. And you see the people are the same everywhere. We create bonds with people, friendship, family with people in various parts of the world. We have now done it as a part of our experience and learning process. Why did we get exposed to all of these? Why we are here now? We have to know everything that we need to correct. And why do we have to know? Because we have the ability to do something about it. And that's the position we are in. We are learning how to deal with it, how to make this change at the soul level. And that's much more powerful than doing it at the physical level. And this learning process of not just affecting soul of physicality of our own soul of physicality, but the soul of physicality and soul of many is the task we are faced with. Is it a big task? Some may say yes, but yes, it is a big task. We may feel that it is impossible, but is it? A soul is a star. Energy does a star have? We don't know, but it has plenty. We can just guess from looking at our sun. So with that capacity that we have within ourselves, let's get on with the task of changing 8 billion people on this planet. You and I. You are a star, so am I. Let's join together. We have plenty. We can do a lot. And there are many in this meeting who are listening, as well as participating in their own way. We are all together with this many stars. Can we do it? Should there be any doubt? Thank you.
Beautiful, Moshfik. Always so much kindness from you always. Beautiful. If you are a star, so do I. We are all stars shining, my dear. Be in love always. Thank you, my dear Moshfik. Thank you so much. So much. Now, any